So I want to talk about a plugin here to the NeoVim telescope plugin itself. So an extension. Out of the box, there's something called a live grep picker. So I can invoke this here. And then if I want to search for something like maybe I'm looking for a trash function that I have inside of a fish script, well, I could put in trash and maybe I'll come across what I want here. But in this case, this is a Lua script, and this is not the one I want here for a fish script. So it'd be nice if I could come to the start of the line here, maybe type in fish, or have some ability to say, I want the path to the file to include this text, maybe a regex. And then I also want to be able to control the contents within the file that I'm searching for. So both parameters. And so what I did here, I found an extension that provides something called live-grep-args. So basically with arguments, or optionally with arguments. And so what I can do here, if I wanted to look for that fish file, and I wanted to look for the trash inside of there, all I have to do is come back to the start here and turn this into a G argument, capital G here, with fish, and then I can put in trash. And now you can see it's just matching on the fish files, which is exactly what I wanted here. I've got far fewer results. I don't have any other file types. And this works here because I'm providing an argument, the capital G argument. I'm providing that to the AG command, which is what I use under the hood to search through my files. So let me show you what that looks like here. If I just open up a new tab, what I did here, I did a capital G in fish, and then I put trash after that. Now to run this, you're going to see very similar results here. And that's because under the hood, live-grep is using, in my case, is using the AG command. Of course, you could be using something else as well. All right, so let me show you another example here. If I go with the old picker, just live-grep, in this case, let's say I want to search through a Lua file. I want to look for a key binding that I have set up for the E key. So I could type that in there. Of course, that doesn't come up with anything. If I use the new picker though, -G and then Lua, that specifies the file type. And now I want capital E, and I actually want to include the quotes here. In that case, I can actually put quotes around this then. And there you go. You can see I can match exactly on the key binding that I was looking for. If I want to look for a different key binding, I could put in capital A, for example, and okay, it's the second result right here. So when you're passing arguments here, think about using the actual command here. It's just as if you're typing in arguments to that command. And then the neat thing is, if you don't want to provide any other arguments, you can just start typing here to search for something else like function, and I could do trash here, and that matches exactly what I want. However, I want you to take note though, if I come over to the command line and try to search for the same thing here, if I do function and trash here, that's not going to work because I need to wrap it in double quotes so it gets passed as a single argument here, and now that'll work. And so that's the second neat thing about this extension. It can detect when you're using arguments versus when you have a multi-word search. And to set this up here, a couple things. Here is the repository. It's called telescope-live-grep and then args on the end. It's actually housed within NVIM telescope organization as well. And of course, you have all the information about how to configure it and use it here. So essentially, I added that to my lazy plugin configurations. I've got the dependency on telescope. Down below, to use it, you just have to load the extension here. And then in my case, of course, I map that to a key here, so I can just do space S here to open up the live grep with args.